I was considering what was necessary to beat the top meta decks, the Highlander Priest, the Tempo Rogue, and the Jade Druid. Against Priest and Druid, you kind of just need to play some fat things, and against Rogue, you need to be able to kill their stuff and then do some defensive things. So I figured I would try a Control Shaman. To beat the Druids and the Priests, we've got Earth Elementals and 4 Giants, and a N'Zoth package with White Eyes and Aya Blackpaw. And then we've also got a Jade package, along with Jade Lightning, Jade Spirit, and Jade Claws to support Aya. I don't like Jade Golems, but they fit really well in the deck. I wanted to play N'Zoth, and Aya is like the best Death Rattle minion in the game. And I wanted to play Sea Giant, and all the Jade Golem cards obviously make more things. And then we've got our early game stuff to help deal with the rogues. We've got 2 Galaka Crawlers. The early game Jade stuff is pretty good, 2 Maelstrom Portals, Volcano, and then the big taunts. We're also playing 2 copies of Emerald Hive Queen. When I was looking at the deck, I realized I don't often really need to play minions in the early turns, and as a shaman I don't feel too bad hero powering on turn 2, so I thought maybe I'd try it out. It was just kind of one of those things. I was scrolling through the collection and I was like, wow, this card actually has never seen any play. But it seems reasonable enough. And then we've got 2 Ancestral Spirits and a Corpse Raiser to help support all of our fat dudes, and copying fat dudes, or resurrecting fat dudes I should say, should be pretty helpful against the Druids and the Priests. And then I thought it would be cool to play Prince Taldaram, because it works nicely with Aya, works nicely with White Eyes, and it even combos with like the Corpse Raiser and Ancestral Spirit effects, and it even works with some of the small totems. Theoretically, with all the Rezes and the Taldaram copies, we could probably play N'Zoth and bring back like 6 copies of White Eyes or something. Obviously that's never going to happen, but we can get close to 6 maybe. Worth noting is Shaman gives up a lot of good 3-mana cards to be able to play Taldaram. I am playing 2 Snow Fury Giants, so Drakari Defender would be reasonable. Lightning Storm is really powerful in this kind of deck. Manatide Totem is like one of the best cards in the game. Also, Stonehill Defender and Tar Creeper both seemed like they made a lot of sense. But I like the potential of Taldaram in this list. So yeah, we have some early game stuff to get us through the early game against rogues. We have a Jade package to get us through the mid game. And then we have Fat Giants and N'Zoth to help beat up on the Druids and the Priests. That's the goal, at least.
Thrall versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. For Doomhammer.
This probably isn't an aggro druid. They tend to be Jade. I guess we keep Jade Spirit because it's like the earliest card that we want in this matchup. Sea Giant should in theory be pretty decent in this matchup. Maybe we can find a spot to play it and it's just a big thing that punches him in the face. Play out the crab. Wild Growth confirms there's no pirates in the deck. So we can play Jade Claws here, but then we're on 3 mana next turn. What happens if we coin this out? Play this on 4, we'll be on 2 mana the following turn. I mean, obviously we can't coin it out this turn, just trying to plan ahead. I think I want to coin an Earth Elemental next turn, so we're just going to Hero Power. Should be real hard for him to deal with this. Also, he just spent 5 mana hero powering my spell damage totem. So, okay, he's a big druid. Wow, this trade is so good. Okay, well, this is happening every time, right? So, say we hero power here, the Sea Giant will cost 6. If he somehow doesn't interact with my board or develop anything, that can be pretty relevant. Otherwise, it seems like just equipping Jade Claws might be good. I guess equipping Jade Claws is a little bit worse against Swipe. I mean, the Swipe, it's like killing totems and shit, doesn't really matter too much. Let's just go ahead and equip the Jade Claws. I guess this does also make a thing for the Sea Giant, but If he doesn't play anything here, then this is 6 and we can't play it. But I mean, we don't have to play Sea Giant next turn. Okay, against this, we just want to play Corpse Raiser on this guy, actually. Oh, and we can also play Sea Giant, I think? No, we're going to be 1 mana off of Corpse Raiser Sea Giant. That's actually kind of a bummer. We could play Jade Spirit plus Sea Giant here. Seems like a really good opportunity to use the Corpse Raiser, though. Corpse Raiser doesn't always hit a good thing, so we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe I should have left his things up just to make my Sea Giant more reliable. But he's going to play minions here, and leaving those up is a little bit vulnerable to AoE, although he probably would have swiped last turn if he had it. But on the other hand, or just also, I think the Sea Giant's probably not going to be very difficult to play. Although he did a pretty good job of making the board smaller there. I'm actually pretty surprised that he traded those Scarabs into the Earth Elemental. Kind of a bummer, actually. Well, let's play another big Earth Elemental. I'm just trying to play big things to beat Druid's ass. Okay, those things contribute to my Sea Giant, so that's nice. We can play Jade Spirit here, which leaves us on 1, and the Sea Giant will cost 2. Could just go Hero Power Sea Giant. Let's just go ahead and get our Sea Giant in play. Healing Totem is real good here, gets a lot of value. Next turn can be like White Eyes plus Snow Fury Giant, or maybe like a Jade Spirit instead of one of those. Pretty big. Deathwing. Well, we actually just have Volcano for that. So we can go Volcano, Snow Fury Giant. We'll have 2 mana left over. We could play the Ancestral Spirit, but what are the odds he actually kills this next turn? Probably pretty low. Might even be better to just make it Totem. I think I like making a Totem. If he top decks Big Game Hunter, then I guess he got me. Okay. Okay, we want to throw this on this guy now, since he's going down to such low health, and let's develop some Jade things. Just go a little wide. We have 1 big dude, and then smaller guys to help do math.
I can rest now.
Nice, so we pressured him hard enough that he was forced to Deathwing. We had the answer, and he died.
Throw versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
I just played against a rogue that conceded on turn 2 for no apparent reason, but this doesn't seem to be him. Do we keep Maelstrom's Spirit Lightning? Probably not, because he's rogue and we're playing double Galaka Crawler. Maybe we don't even keep the Lightning. It's pretty damn good, though. Also, mulliganing is just pretty risky with my deck, because I play a lot of pretty expensive things. Wow, nailed it. Got the Jade Claws. We'll pass here. Pointing this out, then the overload's kind of awkward.
Truth is found in death. Truth is found in death.
I was worried I would have fun this game, so I'm glad he Shadow Stepped his Keleseth, so I don't have to worry anymore. I guess we'll kill the 1/2, especially since we got this. I mean, he can just dagger into it. But if he had like a 4 or 5 curve, maybe he'd rather use the 1/1. That way you could still have the dagger for next turn. But it doesn't really matter, we would have hit it either way, I think. It's a good lightning target. We can make a lot of Jade Golems over the next couple turns. Hopefully we have the breathing room to just coin Aya here, and then we can follow up with Spirit Claws.
Brotherhood shall prevail.
I mean, the Claws doesn't really do anything to Edwin anyway, so we'll just coin out Aya. And maybe instead of Claws next turn it's Spirit plus Portal, as 5+1. Vile Spine Slayer, I guess? Doesn't really seem like a great Vile Spine Slayer, so... not too bad, I suppose. Alright, so we can clear and play some green men. Seems good.
This guy's toast.
Overloaded for Bone Mare, unfortunately. But we can just hero power, play an overpowered Jade thing, and punch him in the face. We even nailed the taunt totem, so we're not dead to Leroy Shadowstep. Actually, I think we're even dead to Leroy Coldblood since he double Keleseth. Oh, backstab Leroy Coldblood. Feels bad, man. He didn't play an elemental last turn. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Actually, is he just dead? We have 5, 11, 18 Bone Mare. Wow. I think I did the math wrong, but whatever, it worked out. Nice double Keleseth, you fuck. Not that I won with a skill-intensive mechanic. Green man, green man, green man.
Thrall versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
I think my Exodia Mage matchup is pretty bad. But I just played against 4 rogues in a row, so I'm just happy it's not a rogue. He kept the leftmost card, so probably Quest Mage. Wow, no quest. I think we still play our claws here. That way we can go hero power into Jade Spirit. We probably just never play Emerald Hive Queen this game. Water Elemental's pretty big. Whoa. Is this Trump's free-to-play account? I'm kind of tempted to double Maelstrom Portal here, because it does a lot of work. I think Maelstrom Portal's probably not that good in this matchup. I guess we'll go for it. Hey, we got a charger. Sick. We'll play the Emerald Hive Queen here. If he doesn't play a minion this turn, he's just gonna take too much damage, probably. So I can use it to trade into his dude. Alright, that's fine. We definitely want to trade off the Hive Queen so we can play Aya. And we kept the 2-1 alive, which is maybe kind of bad against the hero power. But we already had a 1-1 in play that he wanted to use his hero power on anyway, so it's not that big a deal, I don't think.
When Earth moves, empires fall.
Is that actually better than just hero powering the 2-1? Seems questionable. Well, I think we play Ancestral Spirit on Aya, and trade her off so she doesn't get polymorphed. We have to trade her off anyway, actually. Okay, so we got a second Aya. I mean, she could still get polymorphed, but she probably got polymorphed last turn, if he had it. So 2 Ayas for N'Zoth, hopefully. And we're starting to make a dent in these guys with Overload. Looks like our next turn is probably going to be pretty weak, though. But damn, if we're hitting him for 12 here, maybe that's okay. Second Earth Elemental is super vulnerable to Frost Nova Doomsayer. Do you play that in Elemental Shaman? You have to make room for all those shitty elementals. Like Steam Surger and then the Tolvir guy. I don't think that's a Doomsayer list. I could just be totally wrong about that. But if nothing else, we start discounting these guys more. Do we use the weapon here in either place? How much do we care about a 1-2? I feel like I don't care about the 1-2. So we'll hold the weapon for something more relevant.
Brothers, heed my call.
Seems hard to imagine him surviving this turn with that being 5 of his 8 mana. We just kill him through Tarcreeper. I mean, I guess Frost Nova does it. Yeah, he's just dead here. We had a pretty gross curve that game.